I remember, this is a few years ago now, that Steve and Shannon were doing a tour, and they were flying over to New Zealand and meeting with our team over there, Grant Bracefield and a bunch of the Maxers of New Zealand, which, I helped open that market probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago now. And while they were there, they were talking about all the different energies that are in Max. And, well, which do we tune to? Do we tune to this? Do we tune to that? And, Steve and Shannon got on the plane, as it was shared with me, because I wasn't there for that meeting. And as they were flying, Shannon, as a mother, just really praying, God, how do we bring this thing together? How do we get everybody together? Because sometimes, the ideas may be unique and powerful, but they're not harmonized. What happens when the trumpets, and the oboe and the drums and the violins are all playing different notes. They all have unique sound, and you can love each one of them. But how do you call it to attention and make a symphony out of this? And I believe that, providentially, she received her answer. She began to write on her ticket stub. And what came to her was one dream, one vision, one team, one mission. And if you were at the convention a few years ago when Chuck Norris came to our convention, she got up on stage and she shared that. And I will tell you that when she did, something went off in me, because I see the power of this technology. And there are very good people who see the power of our product, which is even deeper. It's rooted in a technology. I mean, we own patents and funding from National Institutes of Health and all the things that make RiboCeine so powerful to take toxins out, to put energy in and revitalize a human cell, which ultimately revitalizes a human body. I mean, this is powerful stuff, and it could play the solo all by itself. And yet right next to it, and there'd be people that feel, that this is the energy, that it's all about business, and it's all about how do you go from being broke to being blessed, finding a business model where you can focus on your piece, at a micro business level. Our business model for $49, you get distribution rights to this amazing technology, but it goes around the globe everywhere we do business, which we're about to launch Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria's got its NAFDAC approval, and I've spent, some time working in that market. But it's an amazing business model. And how do you help somebody take the toxins out financially? Not only oxidative stress, which is physical stress in our cells, but I'm talking about financial stress in people's lives. How do you help them get that out, where they don't go broke trying to make that happen? Because 9 out of 10 businesses fail. So that means a lot of people invest a lot of money into a business and it fails, And so how do you help people with wisdom? And this is where I love Stephen K. Scott and his vision. He was broke, couldn't keep a job, began to study Proverbs, learned wisdom. Ultimately, it led him to being an entrepreneur, starting his own company with a friend and becoming an infomercial giant, and breaking into the markets with celebrities who endorse products and cause them to enter the marketplace. And this is Steve's passion and why he started Max. Was to help people, everyday people, go from broke to blessed, and to bring breakthrough products, to market. And some people get so excited about that, whether it's the micro business or the network marketing energy that they're running on, and they are like, man, this is it. And some people would even go so far as to say, I don't care what product we sell in there, as long as this business model is done right, it has the power to change people's financial reality, the liberty that they have. Maybe they're in jobs where they're stuck, they can't get a promotion, some politics that's in the office. Not in this business model. Every person can be rewarded to their own efforts, and there is no ceiling on your income. And man, that is the vision of Stephen K. Scott. and why he created this legacy company of his, Max International, and he left infomercials and came here because he wanted to bring a breakthrough technology that had significance to the people. But here's one dream, Dr. Nagasawa, one vision, Stephen K. Scott. And as I begin to see, gosh, these can actually be tuned to each other, and then we move on. What's the third word? One team. Dr. Nagasawa had to build his own team. And this is the message of Steve's from his books, is the power of partnership. I mean, if you've ever read Steve's book, The Richest Man That Ever Lived, and that's a good read. If you don't know where to start for personal development, pick up that book and begin to read the principles and strategies that are seated in that book. And one of the keys, the key to winning every race is what Steve calls it, is the power of partnering. So Dr. Nagasawa calls his son Scott, partners with his son, and says, I got to get this technology to the world before I die. I want it to go to places that are not just rich countries, but poor countries. Matter of fact, he says especially the poor countries, because the immune system, not the medical system, is what will keep people living and cause their quality of life to be better, and I have something for it. So they turn around, come and find Stephen K. Scott, and they show up saying, we need a businessman to partner with us. We have a technology. You have a business model. What if we could come together? Steve turns around, his own lessons about partnering with celebrities, and partnering. And it's what's interesting is both Dr. Herbert T. Nagasawa and Stephen K. Scott, there came a point in time, and it was kind of a strategic shift in Max's evolution. There came a time where they both were looking and saying, okay, if this is going to happen, if we're going to partner up, Dr. Nagasawa's dream, Steve Scott's vision, who do we want to lead that charge? And the decision clearly was Joe Voyticky. He was the selected person to do the due diligence on Dr. Nagasawa's technology, and he was also the person that Steve chose, as we had a management change, to become the co-CEO and eventually the CEO of Max International. And so they both partnered with Joe Voyticky at Max International to be a captain and coordinate this team. And that's where I even come into play, and each person on this phone. I am a partner to Stephen K. Scott. I am a partner, to Dr. Herbert T. Nagasawa. I am a partner to Joseph Voyticky. I have bought into the dream of Dr. Nagasawa. I bought into the vision of Stephen K. Scott with Max International. I have bought into the business model, this micro business networking model, or network marketing, some like to call it. But it is a micro business for $49 that can begin to network as you invite others and help them enroll in a business and help them, train them, incubate them into a business. And as they grow, not only do they start their own businesses, but just like having children that have children that have children, you can grow a genealogical business tree that can bless the nations and also create incredible finances back. And it's all about partnering in one team. But the key is, if you believe in Dr. Nagasawa's dream, if you believe in Stephen K. Scott's vision, if you believe in being a part of this Max International team that's led by Joe Voyticky as the CEO, and each of us, Crown Diamonds and leaders, you have upline leaders that have paved the way and do their best to not just run ahead, but to actually give you markers and training so that you can follow the path that we've already tread on. And that doesn't mean that we don't learn new things every day and that we work together, but there is this team. But the last thing is, you need to know why you're here personally. And I can tell you for myself, what my reason is. Mine's very unique. Everybody has their own unique reasons. But for me, I see something special in this technology, something unique. This idea of these 3 amino acids and that there was one that was missing. And this is all about the technology of Dr. Nagasawa and how he took that cysteine, that missing nutrient, and that amino acid from the cell. He bonded it with ribose, which is a biologically available sugar, and created something called RiboCeine. Ribose and cysteine is one. And when that comes into the body and into the cell, they'll split apart. That ribose fuels what's called the mitochondria. That's like the generator of energy for your cell. And that cysteine bonds with glutamic acid and glycine. The three become one, and suddenly it is the power to take the toxins out, put the energy in at a cellular level. And I get so excited about that, but each one of you has a mission as to what you see here, what you're after. Maybe it's a single mom who wants to be home to be with her daughter or son, and you need a business to set you free to that, and that is your personal passion. You know, maybe it's a person who's made a lot of money in different things, but they're looking for something that doesn't just make money, but actually makes a difference. And Steve talks about that. What is so unique about Max? If I take the One Dream Vision Team Mission and I roll it all up into one thing, Max is uniquely what we call an A company. And what does that mean? What does it mean to be an A company? And an A company is a company that puts mission before money. It puts the people before profit. Now, that doesn't mean it's bad business and you run a business into the ground. But what it means is at strategic times, there are moments where you take a loss in one area to have a gain in another. Like, you know, every parent knows there are moments when you are up at 2 in the morning because your child needs you, and it is an expense, you know. But there's a reward on the other side. Calling, you know, basically my child loves me. They know I love them. I sowed into them, and now I reap the loyalty and the love that I first expressed. And there is a business model that is built on that. And this idea of being an A company, we are at a place where we are powering people physically, financially, you know, and for some people spiritually and relationally to go pursue their dream, in concert with the Dream Vision Team Mission that Max is carrying, and for them to succeed wildly. And B companies, C companies, D companies, F companies, you know, a B company puts, you know, mission and money, they're real equal. A C company puts, you know, money before mission, but they still have some cause that they're supporting out there. A D company is all about the money and there's no mission whatsoever. And an F company is a company that makes money at the expense of humanity. And there are a lot of businesses out there, and they exploit humanity for the sake of profit. And that's an F company because those are failures ultimately in morality. But Max is an A company. And I believe that every individual, every associate, every corporate staff member, every founder, every owner of stock, you know, I pray daily for each one of these, that share of stock, that position of authority, that corporate, you know, activity, that field passion and that product that sits and that opportunity that sits in them, that message that's resident there, that it will burn like fire of compassion, conviction, you know, consistency, and that Max will be set apart to be what it was designed in the heart of its creator to be. So yes, I am pretty passionate about one dream, one vision, one team, and one mission. This is Max International. Please come, find your own passion and purpose, your one mission. Join it to those that are around you, and let's begin to sing the song and to play the symphony of health and wellness, physical, financial empowerment, and let's transform the human condition together.